Presidential Office, NSC personnel changes.
The Presidential Office is announcing personnel changes for the National Security Council. Beginning with Taipei City Councilor Zhao Yixiang, and Presidential Office spokesman Li Win, who will jointly take on the role of Deputy Secretaries General. Additionally, the President is appointing former NSC Deputy Secretaries General Xu Xizhen and Liu Dejin as advisory members. According to Presidential Office spokesman Karen Kuo, these changes are meant to strengthen responses to hostile forces. Kuo added that Xu has served in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and in the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy and is a fellow at Academia Sinica. Meanwhile, Liu, taking on the role of advisory member, previously served in the Ministry of National Defense and as a military member. The Presidential Office also announced today the appointment of Zheng Junsheng, as the office's new Deputy Secretary General. According to Karen Kuo, Zheng previously served in the DPP's Central Polling Center and as a secretary in former President Tsai's office. These changes are effective immediately.
Zero Day draws Intel praise.
The Taiwanese show Zero Day is drawing international attention, with critics in the U.S. saying that other countries facing authoritarian pressure should learn from Taiwan's example. The show depicts what could happen in a potential Chinese invasion, showing what have now become commonplace gray zone tactics turning into a blockade. Elizabeth Bra of Foreign Affairs writes that the show makes people consider so that they may prepare. Bra writes that the purpose of the show is to alert Taiwanese audiences to a pattern of Chinese military behavior and to warn that it could turn into something more serious than just drills. She emphasizes that, with threats growing from China and Russia, zero-day type media is needed not just in Taiwan but in other countries, too. Bra points out that Zero Day isn't the first such series. About 10 years ago, the Norwegian show Occupied depicted a fictional future where Norway is occupied by Russia. Perhaps, she says, national security is the best entertainment theme.
Afternoon rain likely.
The Central Weather Administration is warning that all of Taiwan can expect short, localized thunderstorms this afternoon as moisture levels rise. A CWA says the heaviest rain is likely to be in the south and mountainous central areas. Some rain may persist across the west into the evening. Meanwhile, highs today are expected to range between 32 and 34 degrees Celsius, with high UV index readings likely around noon. Experts say that the weather through Wednesday is likely to be cloudier and cooler, with some afternoon showers. Then, from Thursday through Saturday, the weather will again turn sunny and hot, with temperatures in the north getting up to 38 degrees.
Yemen detain UN officials after Sunday raids.
Iran-backed Houthis have raided United Nations offices in Yemen's capital, detaining at least 11 UN employees. The rebels are tightening security in Sana'a following the Israeli killing of their prime minister and several cabinet members. The raids on Sunday targeted the offices of the World Food Programme, the World Health Organization, and UNICEF. They are part of a long-running crackdown against international organizations in rebel-held areas. The UN previously suspended operations in northern Yemen after the rebels detained 8 staffers in January.
TPP rallygoers who clashed with police to face investigation. MOI.
The Ministry of the Interior says people who clashed with police at a TPP rally in Taipei on Saturday will be referred to prosecutors for investigation. The ministry says Taipei police had collected evidence of obstruction of public officials and coercion by disorderly rallygoers, as well as violations of the Assembly and Parade Act, which will be sent for investigation by prosecutors. Officials say 8 police officers suffered injuries amidst pushing and jostling by some rallygoers, including one officer who was sent to a hospital after losing consciousness. CPP held the demonstration near the National Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall to mark the 1-year anniversary of a raid by Taipei prosecutors targeting former TPP chair and Taipei mayor Ko Wen-jae. Ko has denied charges, calling them politically motivated, and remains in detention as his trial proceeds.
Rules regarding imported Japanese foods to be relaxed.
The Food and Drug Administration has announced further easing the restrictions on food imports from Fukushima and 4 other Japanese prefectures. It will lift the dual certification requirement and 100% batch-by-batch inspections. The FDA says imported Japanese food items will be treated like those from other countries with source management and border control, which could take effect at the end of this year. Following the Fukushima nuclear plant accident in 2011, Taiwan banned food imports from Fukushima and 4 other prefectures for nearly 11 years. The government relaxed the ban in 2022 and 2024, but imposed dual certification requirement and 100% inspections. Health Minister Shi Chung-liang noted that out of the 53 countries and regions that had imposed restrictions on Japanese food after the nuclear disaster accident, 49 have now fully lifted them. FDA's data shows that over the past 14 years, more than 263,000 food shipments from Japan have been inspected at the border, with all test results meeting both Taiwan's and Japan's standards.
China proposes Shanghai Cooperation Organization Development Bank.
In world news, Chinese President Xi Jinping says China will accelerate the creation of an SCO development bank as he seeks to expand the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's influence and scope. Xi, speaking at the SCO summit today, pledged $1.4 billion in loans in the next 3 years for member states, not specifically designated for this new bank. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi were among the leaders of a couple of dozen nations, mostly in Central Asia and the Middle East, meeting as part of the SCO. The SCO, originally seen as a foil to U.S. influence in Central Asia, has grown in size and influence, but remains largely a security forum. The summit comes 3 days ahead of a military parade in Beijing to which China has invited its allies and neighbors. Presidential Office, NSC personnel changes.
Gong Mingxin emphasizes tariff response after taking office as economics minister.
New Economics Minister Gong Mingxin has vowed to take action on response measures to tariffs. On his first day of officially taking the office today, Gong said the 20% U.S. tariff is a complicated matter, adding that it also meant very good opportunities in other countries. Gong expressed thanks to the legislature for passing a special act to strengthen economic, social, and defense resilience amid global challenges, noting that the measure provides 93 billion NT dollars in industrial support. He said he would meet with industry and commerce representatives later today, then visit central and southern Taiwan over the next couple of days to learn about the situation of individual enterprises and propose countermeasures. Gong, a veteran government official, served as National Development Council Chair and Deputy Economics Minister at one point.
Taoyuan rolls out 136 electric buses, pushing toward full electrification.
Taoyuan has rolled out 136 new electric buses, boosting its share of e-buses from under 1% to 18%. Mayor Chong Sen-cheng says the long-term goal is to replace all diesel buses with electric ones by 2030. He notes that with another 137 vehicles on order this year, Taoyuan's e-bus fleet could exceed 35% by next year. Officials say the new buses will serve 5 major routes, bringing not just environmental benefits, but also more comfort, lower operating costs, and a modern image for public transport. The city is also providing subsidies and helping bus companies set up charging facilities to encourage a faster transition.
New Taichung Go Pass expands Taiwan Pass travel options.
The Tourism Administration has expanded Taiwan Pass to include Taichung Go, making travel around the city easier for tourists. Starting September 1st, foreign travelers can use a single QR code ticket to enjoy unlimited rides for 48 hours on the Taichung Metro, city buses, and 4 Taiwan tourist shuttle routes. The pass also links to popular destinations including Gaomei Wetlands, the Taichung Aquarium, Das Yueshan National Forest Recreation Area, and the city's cultural hubs, such as Calligraphy Greenway. Officials say the upgrade covers 3 existing Taiwan Pass products, the classic versions of Taiwan High-Speed Rail and Taiwan Railways, as well as the Easy Go edition. They add that the goal is to improve transport for tourists, while gradually expanding digital ticketing nationwide.
European Commission President targeted in radar jamming over Bulgaria.
In international news, a plane carrying European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen was hit by radar jamming over Bulgaria in a suspected Russian operation. A spokesperson confirmed the incident on Monday. The plane landed safely at Plovdiv Airport. A spokesperson said von der Leyen will continue her planned tour of the European Union's nations bordering Russia and Belarus, NZ to ease ban on foreigners buying homes.
New Zealand to ease ban on foreigners buying homes.
New Zealand is to ease a ban on foreigners buying homes to allow wealthy investors access to its housing market and boost the economy. Prime Minister Christopher Luxon said Monday that some wealthy overseas business investors can now purchase a single high-value home. The move partially reverses a ban imposed by the previous government in 2018 to cool the housing market. The adjustment applies only to a small number of wealthy foreigners who hold a residency visa reintroduced in April for those investing millions of dollars in local businesses. Critics argue the policy prioritizes wealthy foreigners over local needs. Kung Ming-hin Sin emphasizes tariff response after taking office as economics.